Now let's go ahead and try working on that base. I'm going over to the miter saw and cutting these to rough lengths right here. And then I'm going to go ahead and make some marks on here where I want to put some biscuits. The biscuits are only needed to help line these boards up. Really no need for them for strength purposes. The screws and glue will be more than enough. But like I said, to help line them up and keep them from moving, this will help keep them straight, keep them parallel with each other. And I repeated this for all 4 legs. And I used plenty of biscuits in this, like I said, just to help keep things in line. It does make the joints a little stronger as well. I shouldn't say it doesn't, but it's not needed necessarily. Now let's go ahead and glue those up and put the biscuits in place. And like I said, you don't need the biscuits, and I just put 2 biscuits in this in each leg to help line it up. And plenty of glue. And now I'm going to screw them together. And since this will be painted, you'll be able to putty these screw holes and cover them up. And now I'm going to take these over to the table saw and cut off these edges to help make sure they're straight, and cut off that rounded section. And then I'll move the fence over and I'll cut these to the final width, which is 3 inches. And I'm doing this for all of my boards, so my entire top will have 3-inch wide boards. The rails, the legs, everything is 3 inches. And here I am, I lined it up at 3 inches, and now I'm going to cut all these to the final width. Now I'm going to go ahead and take these legs over to the miter saw and cut them to their final length. I'm going to trim off a little bit of an edge to make sure they're lined up straight, and then I'll just cut them to the final length. And now that I got all of them cut to the final length, I'm just going to do a rough little layout here of what this end is going to look like. And this is the rough end, the rough look of the legs. So now I'm going to start gluing these together. So first off, start off by screwing these directly to the legs. And I did put biscuits again just to help add a little bit of extra strength since this is end grain, and to help line them up. So twofold reason on the legs here. And now we need to go back and glue, and I put biscuits on this as well just to help line it up, this top rail on. And actually this is the bottom. I said top rail, but this is actually the very bottom of the leg set. And now we're going to go ahead and glue the one on top. And we'll do this the same as the bottom. We'll put glue and biscuits on the top, and then we'll put screws in it to hold it in place. Then we'll be going back and adding another one on top of it. The biscuits, like I said, that's end grain going on side grain, so that those biscuits will help give it a little bit stronger joint, but the screws will hold it in place until that glue dries. And now I'm going to go ahead and add the little legs to the bottom of it. This just adds a final little accent to this piece. And now, last but not least, is going to be adding this final rail to the top, and this will give us the thickness we want. And now I've completely finished one set. I need to build another one just like it. Now that they're both built, we need to do some sanding. So I went ahead and did a lot of sanding before we finish this project up. Pocket holes will help hold the rail in place, and actually I ended up not using the pocket holes. And again, biscuits, I like biscuits, so I use biscuits again. I cut the biscuit slots in the rails. Now I got to cut it in the end of the legs. And now I'm going to drill out. This is going to be, like I said, I'm not going to use those pocket holes I already drilled, but I'm drilling holes all the way through there, and I'll fill it in with a dowel or with putty. I don't remember which one I used. And now I'm ready to glue and put this in place. Lots of glue, and glue on those biscuits to help strengthen that joint. And now I'm just going to attach it with those screws. Make sure you put plenty of glue in your joints. That's really what's going to do all your work and hold this. Then you go back and do it on the other side, and now that it's completely finished, I want to go back and add a couple braces in the middle of this to give me more spots to attach the tabletop to. That oak tabletop is very, very heavy. And glue and screws in this. Glue and screws. I went ahead and painted this off camera. Now that it's completely painted, I'm going back and marking where I want to put these little figure eights to hold the tabletop in place. And I marked this out all along it before I went back and drilled these. You can see the figure eights there, and I'm going to drill a hole, and then I'm going to use my chisel to go clean these out. Pretty simple step here. And the first time using these figure eights, and I really liked them. It'll allow for expansion and contraction of that tabletop. And now I'm going to go ahead and pre-drill all the holes for those screws that's going to hold on that figure eight on the bottom. And you got to add all your figure eights right now, and then when you get finished, you'll screw it from the bottom side, which you'll see in a minute, to the tabletop. This is a very difficult shot to film, but I'm going to do the best I can to get it done. And now you pretty much do the same thing you did on the legs and rail, except you don't have to drill that hole for it to sit in. This is just going to be screwed straight to the bottom. And now the whole table is completely finished. I'm not real good with the camera, so bear with me as I move around and probably make you guys sick watching all this. But this thing turned out awesome. I'm very happy with how this table turned out. If this happens to be your first video, make sure you click that subscribe button so you can see other videos I have coming out. Go check out my channel and see other videos on my channel I have as well. Chances are if you like this one, you'll like some of those too. Thanks again for watching, and as always, y'all will see me next time.